Welcome back, guys. This is the GSL Team League, and we are going to move into our second match. It is MVP versus TSL. Two high-quality teams with a lot of good players. They occupy the first and second spots of their league right now. I'm excited about this. How do you feel, Wolf?
Well, I feel like, you know, there's these two emotions that come up when you think about this. Where the first one is like kind of like, well, these guys are awesome. They're like the best teams in the league. But on the other hand, the match doesn't really matter, so we could see some awesome, crazy stuff, you know?
That's what
we
I'm
could see some really exciting, interesting plays. I mean, obviously, both of them want to prove I'm the better team, but at the same hand, we could see all sorts of anything.
Well, I mean, the Korean players definitely appreciate putting on a good show for their fans as well, too. That's something that they really focus on. And the MVP team, of course, known for loving disco. That's, you know, why they...
I really like this intro song that MVP has chosen.
Yeah. We need like a disco globe to come down from the ceiling when they're walking out to this.
I'd like that.
That'd be awesome. Giving away some hats.
Yeah, some of their sponsors gear there.
Yep. CP, I guess. I don't know if that like stands for the sponsor, if the company name is actually CP. And he gets the Manor banner. Pretty cool prize.
I like
there.
Tails' signature.
It's very utilitarian.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Looks great. So there's Team MVP.
Yeah.
From multiple angles, you can see each side of their faces thanks to those two shots.
They're the most valuable players, man.
They almost are. Almost. But they need to, basically they need to all kill TSL today to get that top spot. Obviously, they're key players. They've got a lot of people who could qualify, but this time around it's Genius, Guinea Pig, and Noblesse. And their closer, of course, is Darn Ragu.
Yep, he always tends to close things out. They always pull him out. He comes out with a cape on, and like the health bar pops up at the top of the screen, and you're like, I gotta fight this guy. If not, I have to start all over again.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've watched him in the booth, and like when he starts to lose, he actually starts flashing red faster and faster as his units die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not just his Razer headset? As his APM gets higher as he tries to micro?
That's absolutely possible. So they do have one random player. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's...
Guinea Pig is so good, too.
He's actually done quite well.
Yeah, I love
every
watching
time he's
that
appeared.
guy. And as you can see, this is their like total results. So they have just dominated GSTL and a couple other teams. Forget that graph. Here's a picture of the team. Let's
ironically,
MVP Dream. He looks like he's about to do a $1 million. That. And is that MVP Vampire on the right? He's like pointing where his vampire teeth would be if his mouth was open. I guess. I don't know.
Remember that the only loss that this team has is actually losing to F.United.
Ah, that's true. That's very true. MVP Vampire. So there they are.
I want to see if he has fangs now. I'm kind of curious.
He might. I don't know. We've already had one like supposed vampire compete. Remember when Superstar competed in the OGSTL? He was wearing a cape and everything. I think he was supposed to be a vampire and not like a wizard or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was supposed to be a superstar, but I'm not sure if that's what he looked like.
I guess.
I thought Dongergu was about to put that on Genius's shoulders.
He's like, are you cold, honey? Wear your coat before you compete in the GSTL. Dongergu, though, he needs to keep warm, needs to keep those muscles ready to go, because they've got to face this team.
The TSL, one of the smallest StarCraft 2 teams, but also some might consider them to be the best right now based on their results.
These guys are so good. I mean, these are not just a team, Wolf. They're a team. They're a cohesive group of people that work together to win these matches.
When I look at this team, I see a group of individuals that know each other so well.
Let the camera guy in. Come on. There we go.
And, you know, they're so close-knit. They're almost more close-knit than any team I've seen. I look at these guys, when I see them talking to each other, they all seem like best friends. Like they've just grown so close to each other.
Yeah, Coach Lee really cares a lot about these guys as well. Does a lot for the team.
And Coach Lee is a very good coach.
Killer himself giving out the Manor banner today.
His smiley is winking.
It is. That's a very TSL killer smiley face if ever I've seen one.
Oh, look at that. I like that. Some great enthusiasm.
Yep. And last week, you know, we saw them struggle a little bit, not having Killer along. So, I mean, it's good that he's back. I think he's going to make a big difference today. As you can see, he's one of the key players and also a kung fu master apparently as well.
He's going to come at you from the other side.
Now, Revival is their closer. That's an interesting choice.
He looks like James Bond in that shot, actually.
He does, yeah. Not shaken or stirred ever.
All these guys have some sort of hand motion. You can see where JYP is giving the thumbs down. Eliab he wants you for the TSL team.
I want you to join TSL.
I don't know what to say about Killer. He
looks like he's trying to pick up like a big box. They caught him when he was moving from one apartment to another one. He's like, oh, you come to help me move? And they just snap the picture and run away. It's like, oh.
He's smiling as he does it too. He's very pleased about picking up the box.
That's right. He's probably moving into a bigger place maybe. I don't know. So there's the results so far.
And you can see the results they've taken out everyone. They just need to beat MVP to fill in the rest of the chart. They'll be the only team with a full list there like that.
They will have unlocked every achievement in the GSTL.
So you can see, actually, this is the reverse image of the other one. It's been flipped.
No. I just want to see.
Or maybe he took a shot.
To
Maybe he took a shot of like one from one side, then they asked him to do it again in the same way. Yeah, I'd love to see like him doing it, just a mirror image of itself.
Yeah. Well, I just want to see that image tiled, and then they can make like a birthday present wrapping paper out of it, and you can just give people TSL Killer birthday present wrapping paper.
That would be so awesome.
That would be awesome.
Or you put it on your bathroom tiles or something.
Oh, that'd be the best. That's what we need in the GOM house. TSL Killer themed bathroom tiling.
Or you could just put it part on our wallpaper. I don't know. I guess
do a lot of things.
If he had his arms curved in a certain way, it would look like a heart.
That's true. Or if you like turn his arms the other way, it looks like Donkey Kong. He's gonna be throwing barrels and stuff like that. That's what he was doing. He was picking up a barrel to throw at someone else that was running at him. Pretty sure. There's the results so far.
Yep.
TSL up on top, 4-0.
Will they be undefeated, man?
That would be.
No one saw that coming. TSL has done okay in the other team leagues. Their players have done, I will say again, okay in the GSL outside of the team league, and they have come through and shown just how good of a team. And it all comes down to not just their players, but Coach Lee's decision making of which players to send out has been perfect every time.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys have just been amazing. I mean, they are unbeatable, and they seem unbeatable too. You know, it's not a team that people take lightly. MVP has definitely got their work cut out for them. I mean, obviously a team that's never lost yet is the favorite in this matchup. But you can see MVP, you know, they've only lost one match as well. They're still a very good team. They've got Dong Regu, there he is. And they've got a lot of other players with a big bag of tricks. That is, I think
copies Dong Regu as a peace sign.
I think that's JYP, but I'm not totally sure. There's some players on the TSL team that I don't really know yet by face.
But there's so many players in the team league, it's hard to memorize them all.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
We gotta I'm gonna make a matching game for you, and I'm gonna like flip over a card and be like,
"This is what we do, and we're not casting."
And then you have to find the other one's
quizzes
name.
me. Yep, we've got like
cards.
What was that game where you had like the little tiles, and it was like different people, and you needed to figure out which person?
Guess
it was?
who?
Guess who? Yeah, we have that. Only it's all players from the team league, and so we're like, "Oh, it's TSL Revival."
Yeah, the first thing I say is like, "Well, he's not more attractive than Nada." It's like, it's like not the most attractive pro gamer in the world. It's like you have to flip everyone down. I'm like, Nada, it's him.
I'm like, does he look like Homer Simpson? And Wolf is like, God, he throws it down. It's like, I do have any pro. It's tough. It's a fun game. There's so many licensing things, so much marketing opportunity in StarCraft 2 right now, as you can see.
I got to make a Guess Who for pro gamers. I got to do that.
You do. We'll have to work on that.
It's like, is it a girl? It's like,
crowdsourced to the Reddit community or something. They'll help us make that.
Was that question against the rules and Guess Who? Because asking whether or not it was a girl, because that eliminates. If it was a girl, it's like not fair. You're like, and you like pull down like more than half of them, and then you're like, well.
I think it was okay, if I remember right. Because otherwise the game would take like
That's
years.
true. I mean, I always, whenever I did that, people would be like, you can't ask that, it's against the rules. I'm like, what? So I don't know.
You must have played really long games of Guess Who then.
Well, it was fun that way.
We like played speed Guess Who. We're like, glasses, no. Blonde hair, no. Red hair, no. Yes. Girl, yes.
Like,
it's very exciting. Good high APM. You should have seen Battleship, man. All right, so here we go.
I've had nightmares playing that game, man.
Battleship?
Yeah.
You know they're making a movie of Battleship? Does that make any sense at all?
Wait, what?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
We'll have to talk about this later.
Yeah. All right. Look it up. I'll show you the trailer later. There is MVP Monster. We've got monsters. We've got vampires. We need like MVP Frankenstein now or something to round it out. MVP Mummy. I don't know, but he is 1-1 in GSTL matches so far. You know, a guy that we haven't really seen a lot of.
Yeah, he's come out just twice. One time he did okay, the other time not so much.
Is it? It's like genius looking in. It's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi genius. He's kind of appeared in his booth to give him advice.
He looks over and he sees him. He's like, genius. It's a little bit weird.
Like,
did you see that look on his face? It was kind of like that, like, genius, man, go away. I'm trying to focus.
Laying down in the snow on Hoth. He's like, genius?
He's like, use the hotkeys. He's like, I know, genius. Like, who do you think I am?
You will go to the TSL house. Oh, there's Obi-Wan Coach Lee giving Clyde some advice. Clyde is like, Lee?
He's like doing sign language. He's like, don't worry about six pool.
I don't know. He's like, what is he trying to tell me?
He's like, well, I don't really know.
He's kind of got, I don't know, his sideburns are really
Yeah, I was like,
today.
his sideburns are like really long and spiky.
It reminds me a lot of the leading ladies in Godzilla films.
Are those
the
even
1960s.
sideburns anymore? He's actually gonna have like a helmet. He's gonna have like a strap across his chin soon with those sideburns.
There's a point where sideburns become underburns, and I think Clyde is getting pretty close.
He's about to complete the strap, man. He's gonna have helmet hair. Except it's not actually gonna be helmet hair. It's just gonna be like a helmet.
We have to have something to hold the helmet hair on to that. All right.
I mean, look at that. It looks like it's his mic or something, man.
I don't know.
I can't unsee it. It cannot be unseen.
He's a fan of saber-toothed tigers. He's like trying to become one with his hair. Oh, no, don't ruin them, Clyde. Oh, yeah.
That's what Coach Lee's trying to tell me. He's like, you gotta
your sideburns
move
are
your hair.
too long. Why didn't you cut your sideburns? I asked you to.
It looks like a Bluetooth headset. It's the Bluetooth burn.
Don't say that when I'm trying to drink water, man. That's so BM. All right. I can't wait for this match. Honestly, these two teams have so much entertainment value, too. Their players are so good. Clyde, one of the most entertaining Terrans out there. I mean, you can tell Wolf and I are pretty excited about this match.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
It's going to be great. Those sideburns have really put me over the edge. I'm so pumped about this.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
The flames are ready. I'm ready, too, man.
You just said you were ready and I asked you again?
Clyde. Studio. GSTL, who's going to come out on top? Game 1 is starting right now. I'm going to grow sideburns like that. Just wait. Down at the bottom of the map, we have our yellow Zerg player from the team MVP. He's very scary. You might check into the bed for him. He is
MVP Monster.
Monster.
My hair is getting pretty long. I might have sideburns like that soon if I don't get it cut.
We all need haircuts. My hair just keeps getting taller. I'm starting to look like an anime character. All right,
man, you're getting that Eiffel Tower.
Top of the map, it is.
TSL Clyde.
Clyde needs no introduction. See, my hair is kind of starting to look like one of those crazy Japanese fighting games.
Well, I think your hair with the way it goes up like that and you have blonde hair, you kind of look like Lucas from Mother 3. That's what I think you look like right now.
Isn't that the series that Earthbound was?
Yeah.
Yeah, Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. That game was awesome, man. Not as good as Chrono Trigger, though. I'm sorry, but
Earthbound is a really... You play the English version of Earthbound, the dialogue is so funny.
yeah, it actually is really hilarious. And then you can be a jerk and play Ness and Smash Brothers. Nobody likes you.
That was me, man. Like, I played Ness and Smash Brothers for a long time.
It's like I said, nobody likes you. You played Ness. There's no coming back from that.
Well, we're going to see perhaps a Command Center first coming out here for Clyde.
Yeah, we certainly could. I mean, on a big map like Daybreak, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's a little bit risky. It's always a little bit risky.
Well, since we see Hatch first, looks like everything's going to be fine.
That SCV is just going to keep those minerals hostage until the building's done, I guess. These are mine.
Well, when you have Clyde Burns...
Clyde Burns? Oh, that's so good!
When you have Clyde Burns, you can do anything. You can go Command Center first.
Dude, if he gets like really famous and they start selling like strap-on Clyde Burns you can buy before the match, all his fans are wearing Clyde Burns.
I just thought that I was like, it's a Clyde burn. That's what it is.
Brilliant.
It's so simple.
You
it's
are the
Clyde
smartest
burns,
person in the entire world. Einstein's an idiot compared to you, man. If he was still alive.
Drone does see everything that's going on, sees a Command Center first.
Yep.
Gonna see the second barracks as well on his way out.
Yeah, well, I mean, Clyde is going to be needing to produce a good amount of barracks here first initially, just to hold off any sort of initial pressure. Maybe even put some pressure on Monster. Clyde has become the monster hunter.
Is he a monster rancher? Does he have like a monster ranch?
You're just gonna rope Monster and put him in his ranch?
SCV is being transferred down to the natural.
And an SCV doing some scouting. He's gonna see the hatch first. It's gonna be like, I'm not surprised. He's gonna walk into the base and not be surprised as well.
That SCV might get surprised when the queen pops out and starts bopping him. That's why he's getting out of there. He knows he's not going to be surprised by that.
Yep.
Roach Warren going down as the SCV leaves now. That's a little surprising. A lot more Zergs have recently being aggressive with Roaches.
I think it's a good choice.
We saw July just recently really pour on the Roaches, man.
Yeah. July pretty much pours on every unit.
He does.
But I think Roaches, well, what we've seen anyway is that Roaches have become really good against Terrans that do this sort of thing, because if you get a lot of Roaches out early on, you can put a lot of pressure on a Terran that doesn't have any gas.
This Overlord is going to go down. That's going to really put a hinge in his plans because...
Oh, is he barely going to get on the high ground? He does!
Yeah, if he had lost that, he would not have been able to make the 7 Roaches he's making now, so that was the closest call.
It's a big deal. It's going to hang out over the Biodome. 9 Roaches on the way right now for Monster.
And no bunker on the way for Clyde.
No, see, this is why we've been seeing more Zergs do this, because this really does take advantage of a greedy Terran. It's easy to kill small groups of Marines with Roaches.
And he hasn't added any add-ons to his barracks. He actually went up to 4 barracks. So he's going very Marine heavy, but with no bunker, it's very difficult. He is going to be able to see this, though, with the Watchtower. He has a Marine on the Watchtower. The Roaches are taking the scenic route around the other side. They may try to avoid the Watchtower entirely. The barracks lives to kill the Overlord.
Yep. Nice decision by Clyde there.
And there's the bunkers, because he did see the Roaches just barely on the edge of the Watchtower.
But now notice something, the Roaches are coming in around from the bottom.
Yep, and those depots are pretty exposed.
Yeah, that bottom depot, I think for sure the Roaches are going to be able to kill without any sort of bunkering. Speed on the way.
In fact, the bunkers may not be able to finish in time here.
It's not going to. He should
cancel it.
Yep,
there he goes. Cancel it. And like you're saying, the depots, the bottom one definitely exposed. SCV is actually coming out to try to surround these Roaches.
And
he's going to lose a lot.
Monster's getting scary right now, that's for sure. Clyde needing to use a lot of SCVs to hold this off. And if Monster, I was going to say, if Monster follows this up with Lings, this could be rough, but he's actually making drones. Yep. Really good job by using this to get farther ahead economically.
He's able to kill a few SCVs, pull SCVs off the line, kill a depot. In fact, Clyde is supply blocked right now.
Yeah.
3 extractors going up, and like you were saying, just cranking out only drones.
Yep. Nope. Looks like Clyde might lose another supply depot. Oh, possibly. I guess not now. He's got enough bio that he's going to be able to chase the Roaches away.
Doesn't have concussive shells, so those Roaches are going to get out of there.
Yep. That's right.
I like that pressure move by Monster. Really worked out for him.
Yeah, it's not a huge, gigantic investment, and you can certainly drone up quite a bit behind it, as you can see right now. Drone count is much higher than Clyde. In fact, Clyde has no drones. He only has SCVs. It's true.
Roaches on the Watchtower see this push coming. Combat shields are done. It's a lot of Marines. He's going to have to make some units to hold this. In fact, he's got a Baneling nest coming up right now. Yeah, well, he's going to need that.
He's making some Lings, making some Banelings. He can flank pretty easily on this map. There's actually a lot of open spots for Zergs to do that.
4 reactors going down for Clyde. One of those being on a factory that's going to be for the starport.
Yeah. So Clyde just going into mass Marine right now. Probably going to add some Marauders on there as well for the Roaches, but
I like the fact that he got combat shields first to be aggressive like this. It's very scary for Monster at this point. Man, he's actually just going to go home. He's forced a ton of units. In fact, in total, 22 Zerlings have been made, 12 more on the way. It's 36. That's 18 drones not made. And he never even attacked. He's just going to go home. He keeps the Watchtower as he goes home. He's been able to add on all of those reactors. He's got the starport up. He's even got a 3rd command center. So just this pressure move itself has really put Monster in a weird position.
Yeah. Now, Meanwhile, back at Monster's base, he's gotten his Spire started, he's gotten his Evo Chamber started, he's going to be moving into a standard old Ling Bane Ling Muta. And that could potentially do quite well against what Clyde has, because Clyde's not going to have a lot of tanks. In fact, he's not going to really have any tanks right now.
I like this Ling position by Monster. He's got Lings at the third base of Clyde, so he had another Ling checking to see when the Marines moved out, and when that happened, he decided that he was going to think about moving his Lings forward. He knows he's not really sure if the Marines are committing to moving out, but as soon as he sees it, he's going to move forward with those Lings. He keeps moving them closer and closer. This guy will counterattack you.
Just like a Monster would.
Well, there are a ton of Marines back at home for Clyde, so he should be able to deal with that no problem. Clyde checks no third base, just going to continue to go home.
Oh, looks like it's going to be a drop for Clyde. Now he does have Stim. He will have Stim when the drop hits. Not going to have +1 yet, but could potentially do some damage. There aren't really any spine crawlers or anything like that. And killing off some creep tumors as well. And look at this. That's a lot of Marines to deal with for Monster right now.
He's going to have to bring all of his Banelings back. He's losing a lot of Lings, and Clyde will just pick up. Whoa. A few of those Marines weren't so lucky. About 4 of them will not go home tonight. But,
but look at this. Clyde is going to try to get a cancel on the third.
And he should be able to get it. Doesn't have +1 just yet, but even so.
And he could try to bomb these Banelings as well. That's exactly
what he's going to do it. I
really
like that.
Nice move, yeah.
Did not get the hatchery, unfortunately.
Oh, but he will get that last muted, potentially.
Actually, he may end up getting the hatchery because that was a perfect position.
Wow. That Marauder's like, I'm too tired. Oh, probably getting taken out.
Does get cleaned up.
Clyde has added on a couple tanks now, which I think is a good decision. It's really, really difficult to go just bio against Mutaling, Baneling. Unless your name is Marine King and it's like 5 seasons ago.
Yeah, that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. You guys can go watch those VODs this weekend for free.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that.
Man.
Whoops.
Talk about close calls.
Yeah. Nice pick up there, only losing a couple Marines, killing all the rest of the Banelings.
And with only 3 mutas, these Marines may be able to escape if Clyde decides to save them with the rest of his units, but he looks like he's not going to do that. Will the medevacs get away? Oh, wow. Beautiful splitting.
Yeah.
Bunker remains alive. The Roach is on move command next to a bunch of siege tanks and Marines. He cleans up everything.
Clyde is playing so well this game. I mean,
must be the Clyde burns, man.
It's the Clyde burns. No other way to explain it. Although he's always a really entertaining player. He always plays things a little bit differently than most Terran players would. I love watching Clyde play. I mean, I know Tasteless Nartosis talk a lot about Clyde being the best player ever and all that, but when it comes down to it, he is a very entertaining player to watch.
He knows how to play the game.
He does. And his Clyde burns are quite formidable.
Ooh, a stim on all those Marines. That's going to take up a lot of medevac energy since he only has 2 at that location. The other medevacs he has running low on energy as well.
That was maybe not the best.
But, you know, you got to be careful because the Lings do commit. You got to have all those Marines stimmed. This is going to be the scary part, but Clyde has so many missile turrets.
He does.
These mutas just aren't going to be enough. He's so prepared for every possible thing that could be thrown at him. He's even adding more turrets. When he saw his mutas, he was like, well, he might go through the weak spot. Patches it a little bit more.
Clyde will have no weak spots. He's trying to surround the base as much as his hair is trying to surround his face.
That rhymes too, man.
I know. I didn't even mean to do that.
You're a poet and you didn't even know it?
Oh.
You weren't quite aware of it?
I'm a poet, and I didn't even intend to be one. Yeah. My brother actually has a poem that was published in a magazine.
Oh.
It was about zombies, actually.
It's in your blood, man.
Yeah. Well, he's a writer, so. He's been trained.
Drop here in the main. There is 1 Baneling to help defend this.
And that Baneling, if Clyde plays well, should get focused down, but it's not.
Oh, that was a little bit weird.
The Baneling's like, all my friends are dead. And look at that, a lot of mutas getting taken out by Clyde. Oh no, the medevac.
Yeah,
gonna die.
That was a little bit sloppy.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
Could have done so much more with that drop. The 1 Baneling is very pleased to have survived, though.
Yeah. He's like, I guess I'll just die later.
He's just going to hang around for the next drop.
It's like, it is a good day to die.
He's like, My turn to die, runs at the Marines, they'll get picked up. He's like, okay, I guess it's alright.
The GSL, they have the banners that say your time to fly, but the Zerg hatchery, it just says your time to die. The Baneling nest.
It's highlight.
It's highlight. Right.
Now, that hatchery never really had the chance to experience what being a hatchery is like.
Not really.
He only got to experience the tough parts of being a hatchery. When the Marine drop hits.
Being built. Yep. So a lot of Lings, couple Banelings on a nap. Another drop for Clyde coming in. That one Baneling isn't his time. Oh, he gets focused down. Look at that.
Clyde was angry that Baneling got away. He had to finish up the drop. He wants to get in the spawning pool. I don't think he'll be able to quite get it. But the Marine positioning makes it so that he just might.
Oh, wow. He's barely not going to do it. That has 33 hit points on it, I think.
Well, all of those units went into the main, though. Clyde is going to take a pretty good position here on the watchtower.
I think so.
Needs to scan and get rid of some of these creep tumors.
Yep, yeah, he's almost on creep. Very dangerous position to be on in this situation. Those Marines kind of like around quite a bit. All right, so good amount of Banelings here. And Monster might get a really good flank on Clyde's army. A lot of tanks on siege right now. Clyde does scan and see it, though. Really tense moment in this game. It could go either way.
Nice positioning on these tanks. The Marines in the middle.
Yeah.
Because he has the tower, you can see any mutas that come from the left, and on the right side, he has a sensor tower.
He's going to go up and try to save the space with the Marines. He's going to be okay.
And Clyde is just going to use this again to move forward.
Yeah. Look at that. Really, really smart positioning by Clyde with that. Using anything he can to get his army in a little bit better position. His tank spread is really good. Here we go. Here's the fight. Great tank spread by Clyde. Pulling back all the Marines, but there is just so much stuff for Monster. But look at that. Clyde's going to lose a lot of his tanks, but overall...
Yeah, look at the supply difference now. 164 to 124. Clyde in the lead. Yeah. All of the Zerglings and Banelings went down ineffectively against the siege tanks. Now, this base at the north cannot be held. Mutas are trying to come and save it, but there are just not enough mutas. It's going to kill a lot of these medevacs, maybe. Not quite.
Oh, medevacs were a little bit out of position. But there was one that went down. I think a couple others took some damage. Now, Clyde's Marines are getting a little bit lower on health because medevac energy has been used up.
Look at this. Mutas trying to sneak around the map. Catch reinforcing units, but Clyde is everywhere.
Oh, nice. Focusing down those Banelings as well. Can't focus down those Banelings, though. Ooh.
I feel like Monster is being a little bit too eager to attack in bad positions.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Monster is just really feeling the pressure right now from Clyde.
Clyde's taking the bottom right base, making it into a planetary. Monster's stuck on just those 3 bases. He wants to take a 4th, but with Clyde in this awesome position, it's very difficult. Clyde's got an army that's twice the size of Monster's, and it's split into 2 groups. And so Monster can't, you can fight one army and lose, or you can go to the other army and fight there and lose.
Either way, it's going to lose a lot of units. That siege thing. Oh man, that is a lot of Banelings getting killed. And that's a big investment at this point in the game when you're still stuck on 3 bases like that.
Clyde's Marines were not in a position where they could easily retreat in that case.
Clyde
killing a lot of creep.
Starting to look like the Monster Farmer this game, man. And here we go. Nice Marine splitting. Look at that. Still loses quite a few to the Banelings, but not quite enough.
GG.
GG, there it is. Yippee-ki-yay, Monster Farmer. Clyde taking game 1.
Look at those Clyde burns.
I know. They're like, your sideburns are amazing. That's what they're really giving him high fives for.
But in all honesty, TSL just continues their reign of terror here.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Monster played well, but Clyde just was at him at every turn. Had his army split up extremely well, always engaged patiently and safely. And Monster overcommitted to some attacks in some locations that didn't really make sense. Like at the watchtower, when there are tanks behind a line of sight blocker and you can't see them.
Yeah.
And he has the watchtower so you can see your Banelings rolling on him. That's not usually the best place to engage.
Well, he did okay early on. I mean, he did that roach attack that put a lot of pressure on Clyde, but then when the pressure came on him in the mid-game, he was like, oh, there's a huge army, I better do something, and just did something.
He wanted to use the mutas
not the best idea.
to harass, but Clyde had pairs of turrets everywhere.
Yeah, which is really good. I mean, one turret here and there doesn't do a whole lot, but if you put two fairly close to each other, that makes a big difference. When
he had actually groups of 2 turrets just all over his base.
Well, when those initial mutas come in, it's enough that one turret may not be a big deal, but 2 turrets is something that'll make a lot of Zergs
when
turn
you have
back.
about 6 to 8 mutas, you can't deal with the 2 turrets.
You just take too many losses. You could kill them, but it's like, well, now I'm down to like 3 mutas left. It's not really worth it. We're going to do the interview with the coaches here after seeing who the next player is going to be. And who is it going to be? A lot of good options for MVP. I think they're pushing out
Dongregu.
Wow.
Wow, sending him out early.
If one Zerg couldn't do it, maybe the strongest Zerg on MVP can.
Well, Dongregu is called in Korea the Terran Killer.
Yeah.
And, maybe we should start calling him the Barber Zerg if he takes out Clyde.
Needs to cut him down to size.
He needs to cut him down to size.
Yep.
Look at Dongregu's sideburns, though, man. They're getting pretty intense, too.
They are,
It's the battle of the burns.
It's like a battle of the balls. It's a battle of the burns.
Look at GSTL record for Dongregu. I don't know, 10-0. That's okay.
That's pretty good. All the Team Liquid fantasy owners that have them are like, oh, we know.
Look at the overall record as well. That's pretty impressive. 89%.
And now Dongregu, he's a player that's had a lot of success lately, obviously. He's got a ton of fans. He's a fan favorite. But that pressure of being a fan favorite has gotten to him on occasion. I've talked to him personally. He takes it really seriously. He wants to put on a good show for his fans. And I think that stresses him out a lot more than some other players.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
yeah,
being in his position for a long time, he wasn't really recognized for his skills. And so, he struggled with that. He's got a lot of fans who say, well, why isn't Dongregu there? He did well in the team league, and he's kind of been around, doing well in Korea. And there's so many foreign fans for Dongregu, but you guys don't even know how many Korean fans he has. He has so many Korean fans. So we're going to take a look at some coach interviews here before we jump into it.
일단 지난 대회 준우승한 이후에 좀 아쉬움이 남았었는데 이번 시즌도 현재 페넌트 레이스는 좋게 진행되고 있는 것 같아서요. 그래도 나름 플레이오프는 아직 남아 있지만 페넌트 레이스 유종의 미를 거두도록 오늘 마지막 경기 최선을 다하도록 하겠습니다. 지난 MLG 때도 그랬고 이번 MLG 때도 사실 날 새면서 가슴 졸이면서 응원했는데 이번에는 그래도 코드 S를 따와서 정말 기뻤고요. 이제 코드 S에 진출한 만큼 준비 잘해서 실제 이제 GSL 다전제 경기에서 실력을 이제 뽐낼 수 있도록 좀 잘했으면 좋겠습니다. TSL이 지금 현재 4전 전승이더라고요. 그런데 경우의 수를 보니까 저희가 오늘 4대0이나 4대1로 이기면 저희가 조 1위로 플레이오프 직행하는 걸로 알고 있습니다. 죄송하지만 오늘 저희가 4대0이나 4대1로 이기고 1위로 진출하도록 하겠습니다.
시작한 지가 벌써 2달 가까이 됐는데 시간이 참 빨리 흐르네요. 얼마 안 된 것 같은데 벌써 마지막 경기를 치르게 됐는데 일단 마지막 경기가 지금 기분 좋은 경기라 그나마 참 좋고요. 오늘 경기에서 승리를 해서 좀 페넌트 레이스에서 유종의 미를 거두고 싶습니다. 아주 많이 욕심이 납니다. 이거는 다른 감독님이었어도 아마 저와 같은 심정일 거라 생각이 들고요. 오늘 선수들이 이기려면 자기가 어떤 역할을 해야 되는지 잘 알고 있을 거라고 생각이 들고요. 선수들이 자기 역할만 충분히 해낸다면 전승 충분히 가능할 거라고 생각합니다. TSL과 MVP 경기가 마지막 경기인데 상당히 불꽃이 튀는 경기가 될 것 같아요. 양 팀 모두 준비한 게 상당히 많고 엔트리전도 참 치열할 것 같은데요. 오늘 명경기로서 팬들에게 재밌는 경기를 선사했으면 좋겠습니다. 그리고 어디 팀이 1등으로 올라가든 축하해주는 그런 멋있는 장면들이 연출됐으면 좋겠습니다.
Turns out that if they 4-1, it doesn't have to be a 4-0, they can also 4-1 and still take the number 1 spot or tie for it. So, I think it all makes sense now why they chose Dong Regu. They want him to win all of the rest of the matches because that's what's crucial in order to clinch that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
So I think that it makes sense to send him out second.
I like the attitude of the TSL coach, too, where it's like no matter what the result is, let's just show, good games. Let's congratulate each other. Because, these guys are both going to the playoffs no matter what. So,
yeah, and they're great players. They've got a really friendly relationship with each other.
Yeah. First place, though, is huge. You get to skip a whole part of the bracket if you get first. You get to go right to the semis. Second set is going to be on Teldrim Altar. I think that's a great map for Dong Regu.
The style can really show through here.
Yeah. Yeah, where Dong Regu really shines is in the late game, I think. So, obviously, they're picking a big map to try to get him there. Much better big map than Terminus would be, just because there's a lot more open space in the middle. We're going to have to see who comes out on top. Let's get into the game. Dong Regu versus Clyde here at the GSL Team League.